So it finally happened. LEGO Speed Champions cars with the single car build, one minifigure, well, sometimes two minifigures, are not going to be $28 anymore because we just got our first Summer 2026 LEGO Speed Champions set revealed, and this will be $30. This is the Ken Block Ford Mustang Hoonicorn, and the history behind this is really interesting. But first, that price increase. The price increase, I think, is still worth it. Like, I don't mind that these are $30. If this jumped to $40, I would be protesting. But the value of these Speed Champions cars is definitely elevated by its level of detail. Like, I love how intricate things could get, even down to the interior. Also, like, the minifigures in these sets always slap. There's always a new piece, usually with the torso, even for the generic ones. And then when you get licensed ones of fictional characters or real characters, you'll get some nice face prints a lot of the time. They're more detailed than minifigures from, say, LEGO Marvel. I am surprised they did it now and not in January when we had literal sets with 2 minifigures, similar piece counts to this specific set. Love that DeLorean set, though. Love the Lightning McQueen set. The F1 movie set is very interesting, you know, Best Picture nominee. So what about the build of this set? Okay, I don't really follow cars. You know, I love the movie car sets for Speed Champions, but I actually quite like this. I might consider picking this one up. The history behind this and Ken Block in general, like, this dude did so much, and unfortunately he passed away in 2023, but he was a rally racer, he started DC Shoes, and he was a YouTuber, and he would just show cool videos of him racing these cars around town and, like, just have these things that are entertaining to me as somebody who doesn't even care about racing and cars. It's just like, oh yeah, this looks cool. This is really cool. So I like how LEGO's kind of leaning into the YouTuber angle of this one. Of course, I know I'm being a little biased there. Like, the product description says, for the first time, this Mustang toy car lets fans of Ken Block's viral YouTube videos build, play with, and display one of the most iconic custom vehicles ever. So they are leaning into that channel's popularity, which is really cool. And when are we getting, like, the Mr. Beast car or something like that? But no, seriously, I would love to see more YouTuber cars. But the branding of Hoonigan, which was Ken Block's racing team, and the name of his YouTube channel is all over this. And I find that fascinating because the original design of this has a lot of monster branding, and LEGO chose not to put any monster branding. I guess they don't want to be advertising monster to children. I mean, this is a 9+ set. But hey, that's okay for kids to be advertised on LEGO Speed Champions cars. I'm still surprised and kind of disappointed by that one. Regardless, we got some really cool printed pieces where I like the headlights at the front with the X. I like this flat top, round bottom, 1x1 tile. But there's a completely new piece with this fender right here, which is lovely. And I can't wait to see that used in mocks for different vehicles. Now, of course, this is loaded with stickers. I'm not a fan of stickers, and I wish these were prints, but stickers are just all over this sucker. But that is a Speed Champions trait. There's even another printed piece at the very back, which I love how they built up this back section with this 1x1, which I keep thinking means Rocket Racer. The interior, I like how they have this gear stick right here, which is the candle piece in gold. That just looks all the more epic. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm a minifigure person, and the minifigure for Ken Block himself is kind of amazing. I love this hat piece right here, which has the Hoonigan logo on it. It's always cool to just get casual branding on minifigure pieces like a hat, which you could just put on your minifigures to make it look like a more realistic world. You got the jacket right there with the Ford logo and the 43, which is the number of the car. New printed generic face. But you also apparently get an alternate face, which is the glasses look right here. I love that. I'm going to be using that for a custom LEGO RM Brown. And you also get an alternate helmet piece, which is the first time we're getting that helmet piece, which I believe was like, what, the Bad Cop one in a pure black coloring. That's going to be incredibly useful. So yeah, there's a lot going on for this set, and at $30, I think it's still a good price. It's just a little bit disappointing to see a price increase out of nowhere, but at the end of the day, $2 is not a big difference. Then it's like cut to $20.38, where I'm like, it's a little bit of a price increase, but $45 isn't too bad for this set. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Sorry I couldn't provide too much commentary on the build because I'm really not familiar with Ken Block, but may he rest in peace, and it seems like he did really cool stuff. Subscribe here for more LEGO news, commentary, and honest takes. It's just so you leaving a comment clicking that like button, clicking that subscribe button goes a long way with this stupid algorithm on YouTube. Peace out. Bye.